What language do deaf people think in? Short answer, it depends on when they lost their hearing and how much they can hear. Because deaf isn't just one experience. Some people are born with little or no hearing. Some lose it later in life. Some have partial hearing loss. And that changes how the brain builds thought. Think about this. If you suddenly lost your hearing today, you'd probably still have that inner voice, right? Same accent, same tone, because your brain already built it over years of hearing. But now imagine the opposite. You're born into silence. No sound, no spoken words, no voice to copy. Your brain doesn't build an inner voice the same way. So instead, it builds something else. I realized this one day, sitting in complete silence. No music, no talking, nothing. And when I paid attention to my thoughts, they weren't really sounds. They were more like ideas, flashes, almost like silent captions mixed with images. For people who are born deaf or lose hearing very early, thought is often visual. If they use sign language like ASL or BSL, they might see signs in their mind. Movement, expression, space, not sound, but still language. Now compare that to someone who loses hearing later in life. They've already learned spoken language, so their thoughts often still have that inner voice, even without sound. And then there's everyone in between. People with partial hearing, people whose thinking shifts over time, people who switch between words, images, and feelings. So the real answer? There isn't just one. It's a spectrum, just like hearing loss itself. And here's the twist. This isn't just about deaf people, because even you don't rely on sound as much as you think. Your brain can think in words, images, feelings, whatever works. Sound is just one option, not a requirement. So next time you hear that voice in your head, ask yourself, is that really sound or just your brain making thought feel familiar?